I really want to thank all my listeners for giving me your attention and your audience. I'm not taking it for granted at all. I am your regular host on governance and religion, Professor David Olufemi Bangoshe. We are on a series on how religious people can participate in the institutionalization of governance and politics. I've spoken about direct participation by standing for election. I've spoken about joining political party, especially the predominant parties, where decision will be made primarily to bring out recommendation of people that will be put at the disposal of the electorate, the generality of the people, to choose from. That you cannot go beyond what have been recommended by this party. So that it is wise for us to be part of the system. And then there was a question that came the other time that I'm really sure that votes are counting in developing nation, especially Nigeria. I look as if some people will sit down somewhere with a premeditated decision and action on who to put in position. And that question was, thoroughly trashed by, telling our people that there will be no need for campaign. There will be no need for the monetization the people are doing if they really have the power to predetermine who is going to win. And had said an incumbent president was removed in this country by the vote of the people. So we concluded that vote counts. Today, I'll be speaking on the third dimension of effective participation by religious people in institutionalization of governance. I cannot stand for election. I cannot join political party. I want to inform you that there is opportunity to influence what is going on in the society, the community, by joining various NGOs and associations that are directly impacting on our national polity. You can join human rights organization and be a watchdog on what the people in governance are doing. There are so many of these human organizations that are internationally and nationally recognized, and its membership is open to all that are passionate about making impact and influencing their society for good. I don't want to mention any of this organization, but a simple search, on a Google or any search machine will show you some of these credible organizations. You can be part of an advocacy. Advocacy means bringing forward effective teaching by taking up an objective and then spreading information about that objective in your environment. There are organizations that was founded and that is functioning on how to improve electoral system in our country. They do advocacy, they do teaching, they talk to people, they lobby government. And incidentally, one way or the other, it was a watershed in the last election that 8 Senate passed electoral law that allowed electronic voting. And the electoral law was not assented to by the president. He sent it back to them for correction, they did. And then by the time they returned it back to the president, he said it is too late in the day for him to sign that electoral law so that it can be used for the 2019 election. But now the 2019 election is gone. I don't know, I don't see any reason why we cannot visit that law. Because that law will eliminate a lot of cost in our election. A lot of, fraud in our election. Because it is electronically activated. There's the issue of our diaspora voting, where you cannot easily influence people with money. So, the third dimension of opportunity for participation is to join groups that are monitoring various aspects of our polity. There are groups that are monitoring corruption, electoral processes, teaching, advocacy. And you yourself can start one. There's no law that says you cannot float a group towards ensuring good governance, towards educating. One of the malady and the problem of our country today, militating against our bringing in the right leadership in Nigeria today, is the problem of monetization of our political system. In the developed nation, they have passed through the stages where we are now. Ordinary people give to good candidates, their candidate of our choice. They give as much as $5, $10 to ensure, they volunteer to ensure that good people rule their country. Because they know the impact of bad rulership. Look at what is happening in Nigeria today. We have pressing problems, overwhelming problem of insecurity. I don't know what anybody wants to say to it. There are 5 to 6 major security situations that our government have not been able to find solution to. There is the problem of herdsmen who are on the number 4th on the terrorism index globally. There's a problem of Boko Haram, who are maiming and killing people, killing soldiers. There is the problem of banditry. We have the issue of kidnapping, widespread kidnapping. We have the issue of cultism. We have the problem of armed robbery of a scale that we have never imagined in our land. And yet, the focus of our government is to bring up a common law aimed at easing the drain or the operation of business. But what do you find in that common? So many things that affected people's interest to found voluntary organization. Then you found it with your own objective. Somebody who was not part of the vision, the goals, the aims, can stand up to silence the voice of the people by placing on this organization interim managers without going through any judicial process. We find in that same document that every economic activities carried out in Nigeria without registration is termed illegal and unlawful. So you are selling pepper and yam on the road, you must register. Unless you are termed an unlawful organization. Why the processes of this law? Let's assume that you are not part of the Senate and the House of Representatives that passed that law. Some people there passed that law because you did not get yourself involved directly in electioneering to be voted for. They are not there. And so for whatever reason, these people passed that law. On horse, imposing it on us. So you don't have that opportunity because you are not there. When churches are shouting, there are Christians, members of parliament. Where were they when that law was passed? There are people who knows the import of what takeover of schools has done to our schools, missionary schools in the country, and they are part of that process. You are not part of the party that recommended them, but you can be part of the people who go to public hearing to raise memo to oppose bad laws and bad situation. This is what we lack in our community, in our country, in our society, that gives leeway and opportunity to people who don't really have our major interest at heart to be ruling us and ruling us the way they like. So I want to implore you, whether you participate or not, whether you get involved or not, laws will be passed, policy will be made that will directly influence you, influence your belief, influence your posterity, influence your children's education, influence your future of your children, whether you like it or not. So that's why I'm calling you. Please don't be complacent. You must be able to get involved at a particular level. Somebody can start a process of going from house to house to educate our people the implication of collecting money and selling our conscience to vote the wrong people in. Because this is a business. I've given you money and you voted me. So therefore, I must go back I must go into governance to recover the money that I've spent during electionary process. So that is something you can do. And I implore you today, for our country, society to be better tomorrow, please stand up for something. And I see the hand of the Lord upon you as you do. Thank you for listening to me, and God bless you.